Musharraf decided that Kashmir issue must be taken out of deep freeze. This was a sector where the national highway is closest to the line of control. And therefore, anybody who occupies the heights and makes inroads out there would be able to dominate this and cut off Kashmir from Ladakh. Zojila is the lifeline to join Kashmir to Kargil and Ladakh. The Leh sector, it gets cut off during winters. And therefore, in that area, which also includes troops which are deployed in Siachen, they have to be fed. Their winter clothing should be there, their ammunition should be there. All spares that are required for everything else must be there in place. All this is done during summer months when the passes open up.
To ensure these aggressive construction schedules, we how to ensure the work to go on 24/7 throughout the year, because this is a 4 months snow covered area. In equipment what we have deployed, we have ensured these equipment sustain and work under minus 20 degrees centigrade. Otherwise, normal construction equipment which are available all over India will fail inevitably over here because of the freezing of the diesel. What is most challenging in this area is to get the material, logistics. Say, first of all, aggregate is not available, sand is not available. We have recycled entire muck. Whatever muck that is coming out from the tunneling activity, we have ensured what is the usable rock has been crushed and used as aggregate and sand as well to ensure the quality of the tunnel. At the same time, there are dumping yards normally near the tunnels. So normally it is dumped and forgotten. But here we are developing the entire area into tourist spots. So the development will take place.
Ladakh and Jammu Kashmir, they are very remote, and the kind of challenges which we face in our day-to-day livelihood in those areas, remote areas, that should be appreciated by everyone. Once these two tunnels are constructed and connectivity is restored, people of Ladakh, people of Kargil and Srinagar, they will all get integrated. This will not only give economic and cultural boost to that area, this will provide them with tremendous tourism potential and opportunities.
So we are making the tunnel of 1 lakh crore in the country. We are only making the tunnel of 60 to 70,000 crore in Kashmir, and it is really going to be changed the total scenario of the Kashmir, and it's going to increase the more tourism in the Kashmir.
There were no roads, all vertical hills of 90-degree angle, and then we built 205-kilometer roads to reach all work spots. Finally, the last work spot we could reach in January 2020. 70% of the labor was from this area. We have opened a training center. AFCON has started training center, trained them, and then used on the bridge.
So around 1,000 metric tons of cable stays have been imported from Slovakia, and the slope stabilization that's required in the region is required for us to import anchor bars from Europe as well. Transporting equipment and getting our manpower to this site has actually been a challenge, so much so that even 8,000 metric tons of fabricated works that we've brought in from Gujarat have found it very difficult to get that to the site location. In some cases, we've had to airlift nearly about 300 metric tons of equipment to the site.
इंजीनियरिंग मार्बल प्रोजेक्ट तो इसलिए है कि सी की कंडीशन में ये ब्रिज बन रहा है, इज़ वेरी नियर टू द सी टाइडल कंडीशंस में किसी भी ब्रिज को बनाना हमेशा से एक चैलेंजिंग होता है, एंड इट्स अ वेरी लॉन्ग स्पान पाइल फाउंडेशन इन द सी कंडीशन. 40-50 मीटर गहरे पानी से आपको पाइलिंग करना, फिर स्टील के सेगमेंट पानी की कंडीशन में टाइडल्स मूवमेंट में आपको लॉन्चिंग करना, तो हमेशा ये एक क्रिटिकल प्रोजेक्ट था. और हमारी कंट्री में केबल सस्पेंशन ब्रिज बहुत ज़्यादा बने भी नहीं है.
Actually, the height of the observatory towers is 125 meters. By capsule lift, people will go to that observatory towers. There will be a restaurant, there will be viewer gallery, by which they can see total Goa from there. There will be at the side, river side, there will be restaurants, parking places, and that will be a great attraction for the people, not only as a bridge, but as one of the attractive tourist spot in the world.
Mumbai is an island city having limitation of land for expansion. MTHL is 22 km long, having 6-lane bridge, is 84% ready and will be open for traffic next year. Currently it takes 120 minutes to travel between South Mumbai and Navi Mumbai Once the MTHL sea bridge is open, the travel time will be down to 15 to 20 minutes. New growth centers will emerge in Pen and Poinad region near Chirle Raigad district. Lot of employment opportunities would be created in Raigad.
There are threefold collaborations. One is funding, which we are getting from Japan, and technical collaborations come from countries like Japan, Korea, Vietnam, and UK. Generally, we have a span of about 25 meters. So that height and distance could be done only through orthotopic steel deck. There are a lot of wire, the pipelines under the seabed. So we have to actually navigate very, very carefully, and that actually also implied that we had to do undersea diving, divers we had to send, because very, very sensitive gas pipelines are going, which actually supply entire gas to the entire country, not just to Mumbai or Maharashtra.
Sagarmala is a national program. It has got 5 pillars. The first one is the modernization of port. We want to make all the port competent enough to handle any kind of challenges of the global trade. Secondly, port connectivity enhancements, because this is mainly to connect with the landlocked areas. The third one is port-led industrialization. The fourth one is the coastal community development, and the last one is the coastal shipping as well as inland waterways. So these are the 5 pillars under Sagarmala program. Now it is under full implementation stage.
Well, Kandla is, I think, very strategically positioned. It's, I would say, the main gateway into northwest India. So states of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, and then obviously right up to Kashmir and lots of parts of Uttar Pradesh. So logistically, it's extremely critical because you're dealing with a gateway to where the entire population, the entire agricultural production, industrial production, consumption, everything comes from that part of India. So Kandla is critical. It's a gateway to an artery of road, rail networks. So Paradeep is, I mean, I would say just the most stunning location in terms of, with respect to the steel industry. In terms of finished goods, the time it takes to get to a port and eventually to international markets, I think it's extremely important. And I think Paradeep, on that count, I think has no other parallel anywhere in the east coast of India. And in terms of as a steel port, I think probably is the most efficient port in the country, and that's what drives the competitiveness of the steel industry as a whole. So Paradeep is critical. It's a vital gateway.
JNPT came into existence in 1989 as a container specialized port, where we probably started with less than 1 million TEUs, and 2022 we've handled 5.68 million TEUs. This journey basically means that we have become the largest container handling port of the country over the years. And the other part is that very recently the Logistics Performance Index tells that we are the best performing port in the country. The first part, of course, is to have that kind of infrastructure where we can handle vessels of this size. The other part is to have the kind of equipment, the kind of cranes that are modern, automated, and can be used for handling containers.
In port modernization and port development of new port, we almost doubling our capacity in container as well as in liquid. Enhancement of port connectivity, we have connected our port to the state highways and national highways by 6 and 8 lanes road. In all round development has been taken place in Sagarmala, and which enhanced our effectiveness and efficiency. The Port Performance Index, which just declared that this year JNPT topped in all the government as well as private ports.
The built up area in the Mumbai metropolitan region increased by 4.5 times. It takes 3-4 hours to get from the suburb to South Mumbai. Coastal road will ease tension on the traffic and get rid of these traffic jams. We will have to focus on the efficient utilization and conservation of land. Correctly mentioned, the coastal road is a definite solution on traffic problem related to South Mumbai.
Mumbai has a very limited road network compared to other parts of the cities which can grow from all sides. We have only 2050 kilometers road, and there are a lot of issues in expanding this road network at grade because of the densely populated city Mumbai is. So we have to find out some such spaces which are additionally available to the city and which add to the existing road network. And Mumbai Coastal Road project actually complements the existing road network in such a way that it creates additional space for the city.
We believe that the Mumbai Coastal Road will set a new standard for coastal infrastructure and how it impacts lives. It's much more scenic design, and certainly for commuters as well. This is also the first time since independence we've had a major reclamation, 111 hectares, of which over 70% is planned for green and public spaces, which is wonderful. And the city actually gets a new promenade, which is actually larger than our iconic Marine Drive.
Dwarka Expressway is a structure-oriented project. So majorly all the components are concrete. So it is having 100 years of life. So the maintenance cost will be minimal to it. And we are designing all the projects with high grade concrete, high performance concrete. Where it's M40 required, we are doing it with M45, 50 grade of concrete. So the longevity is and the durability is much better.
Involvement of NHI and Honorable Minister Sri Nitinji Gadkari had played a vital role for getting the approval from railway and the block required for launching of the girder.
So the basic problem in Delhi is air pollution. So decongestion for Delhi is very important, and that is the reason that we are making the project of 60,000 crore. The one of the important project which is already completed, that is peripheral road of Delhi Ring Road, easterly bypass and westerly bypass, by which the traffic coming from Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Himachal, Punjab, Haryana and going towards Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra and south, they don't need to come to Delhi now. By peripheral road, they directly go there, and that is reducing the pollution in Delhi.
Bundelkhand Express is one of the safest expressway. Mainly it is the access control. They have provided the independent service roads for the local villages, so they should not disturb the main traffic. Crash barriers they have provided, then raised medians with which can keep alerting the drivers so that there should not be minimum possibility of the accident. Bundelkhand Expressway has the concept come up by the OPEDA, keeping in the mind that they want to connect the various small towns of the Bundelkhand area like Mahoba, Banda, Chitrakoot and Oreo to the main stream of the cities like Agra, Lucknow and Delhi. Earlier, when this project was not there, then this connectivity took around 12 to 18 hours for the various routes the people has to communicate and go there.